There are three sides to every story: the side of the narrator, the side of the other party, and the truth. So now that Emekike's wife has granted an interview, it's time to analyze their issue. And here is my opinion. Number one, Emeka started it all. In fact, he has been very vocal about the circumstances surrounding his failed marriage right from time. What that signifies is that he has not truly moved on, regardless of the fact that he has another wife. He hasn't moved on. His ego is bruised. So truthfully, he hasn't moved on. So he needs to be allowed to express himself so that he can heal, he can find closure and heal. But the manner in which he did this time around is very wrong. Okay? He had the opportunity to evade talking about his family during that interview, but he did, which is very wrong of him. He shouldn't have at all. But again, it has to do with the ego. Now, how do you even say that your wife rendered you useless from 100 to 0? That's, you've said it all. So this is current interview with TVC News, where he decided to say that if she speaks more, that he's going to, you know, bring up more. That's weaponization of information, and still very, 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 very wrong. How does one even do that? How do you do that? Okay, it's wrong. You don't go threatening an adult, okay? Because the wife has a right to react. He started it, so she has a right to react, to express herself. Because, if she doesn't bring up her own narration, her own side of the story, people will be forced, like they are already doing, to work with the narrative Emeka has already presented. So I salute her for trying to say her own side of the story. That's one. Two, if you look closely and listen very closely and very attentively to both interviews, Emeka's own had so many discrepancies. The wife was bold and she mentioned names, she mentioned scenarios. The detail was very, very good. She didn't miss any detail. She was very detailed and factual. She was mentioning people and names, people living. So I don't, in as much as she may have added spice to it, but many of the things she said are very true. That's one. Then again, how do you even beat? How can you tell? Let me, before I come to the beating, how can you even tell a girl that you married at 19? Okay, they were living together and had their first child. She was pregnant for the second child. How do you even tell a lady, the mother of your children, not to model, not to work? Okay, that's wrong. That's mean. Now, how do you even beat a woman to the extent that she will collapse and run into neighbors' houses? How? That's very wrong. Emeka needs to truly heal. Sincerely speaking, I'm a therapist, a trauma expert, so I can sense trauma when I see one. He hasn't properly healed. The first wife, sorry, the second wife, I didn't mean the first wife now. The second wife he married is a rebound. When the marriage was annulled, or rather, when the marriage was dissolved, okay, Emeka got custody of the children, but their mother was given unhindered access to them. But he didn't, from the interview and from everything I gathered, he didn't allow her access to the children. He didn't allow her to see the children. What that means is that he was practicing parental alienation, which again is very wrong. How is it even good to practice parental alienation? So within that space of time, the mother had no opportunity. So the children got to know about their mother themselves. And then finally, did you even see? Did you even listen to that voice note? Jesus, that kind of rage sounds very familiar, okay? That man was in a rage. And how can a father even tell the son who is contemplating suicide to go ahead and do it? People are used to toxicity in this part of the world. Look at it now. Your son is contemplating suicide and voice it out to you instead of finding suiting words to tell him. You're asking him to go ahead and do it. He's wrong, please. All shades of wrong. I think he should bring his family together now. There is no need granting further interviews or trying to defend himself. It will be very narcissistic of him to continue. And then I think the wife should stop granting interview. After this one she did with Chude, she should stop. All these things are not necessary. Now, look at patterns. So when you want to marry someone who already has a wife before, look at patterns. Patterns. Rosemary was in the news recently with Churchill. Churchill is Tonto Dike's ex-husband. The pattern surrounding that young man is not good. His marital pattern is very bad. Look at it now. He had a wife or a baby mama before Tonto Dike. Then the story and the current story sounds all too familiar. You know, a husband has a young lady and decides that the young lady is like a sister to him. That's wrong. How can a lady be like a sister to you and then you're getting involved with the lady to the extent that you will now beat your wife? So it's a shout out to all the ladies like Rosemary. Instead of covering up with videos, speak up. Society does not care about you. If you die, they will come to your burial with wonderful quotes, wonderful statements. Don't even bother yourself. If you're not comfortable mentally anywhere, speak up and come out. Please find closure and come out. Stop covering nonsense. The patterns are, familiar. People should be careful out there. Emeka, stop bringing your family business to the public. Settle with your wife and children. Your son came with your wife to grant an interview. That says a lot about you. Let sleeping dogs lie. This is Therapy with Dr. IJ, your one and only doctor of happiness. Season's greetings. I love you. Bye for now.